Hey, what's going on, Hot Ones fans? This is Sean Evans checking in, and you know what time it is. It is the end of season fan Q&A. As is tradition, we reached out to you guys on Twitter, we reached out to you guys on YouTube, we reached out to you guys on Instagram, and overwhelmingly, understandably, most of the questions were all about the lockdown, COVID, how does it affect the show, how will it affect the show going forward. So to start things off, I'll just try to over-explain this and give a State of the Union in regards to Hot Ones during this lockdown. And I'll start by saying this. Doing the show remotely, logistically, everything about it, it sucks ass. No one wants to get back in the studio worse than me. Here's what's standing in the way of that. I know I've said it before, but I think some fans just don't really understand that we travel a lot to do this show. During the course of a season, we might go from New York to Chicago to Los Angeles to London to Miami to Atlanta. And that's kind of how the show pops around and how we're able to get the guests that we get. And that's obviously just not a realistic way to function right now. And even if we were bullish on it, which by the way, I kind of am, you know, if I could quarantine myself, get tested every day, sign a waiver, take on liability myself, I would do that to get a show in the studio and to be able to do it. The problem is there are just too many safety concerns, liability concerns, protocol rules that touch everything that we do, from the company I work for, to the studios we rent, to the guests who we ask to be on the show. So the question, I guess, is this: how do we get out of this? The thing I'm keeping an eye on is late night shows. Like, when are guests gonna get back on the couch? When will daytime shows have a live studio audience? Guests who have concerns about their own safety, when will they feel comfortable to come back into a studio setting? It's just a thing that's gonna take more time, more data, and more information than I think any of us signed up for when it first started. I know I didn't. Originally, I was like, all right, let's try to buy a month and then we can probably get back in the studio. Obviously, that's not a thing that's happening right now, but I do want to say this, because my guess is if you're watching this Q&A that you're a real hardcore day one fan and that you've stuck with us through this quarantine season. I want to say this: thank you for your patience. Thank you for supporting us the way that you've supported us this whole time. It's what keeps us going through what has been an extremely challenging season for us on a production level. But look at, boom, boom, you, me. It's always been that way. We're gonna rock through this. We're going to keep working hard to deliver the interviews that you want. Are there going to be audio issues? Sure. Are there going to be random QuickTime data issues that get messed up? Sure. Is it going to be a little bit different doing an interview where you don't have that face-to-face human contact, chemistry, and rhythm that's so important when you're doing an interview show? Sure. And trust me when I say this, no one wants to get back in the studio worse than I do. Trust me on that. We'll keep doing pressure. Do it the safest, best way possible. And in the meantime, we'll just send wings to celebrities' homes, have them douse them with sauce, and have some of these crazy just anarchy at home episodes that we've been doing. We will still work hard. We'll still rock through. We'll still try to deliver the best product possible. Obviously, in these times, there are some curveballs that we didn't ask for, some hurdles in the way that we didn't ask for. We have to deal with it. That's that. All right, on to the Q&A. Thank you for your patience. Let's answer some of your questions. It is the least that I can do for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Hot Ones fans, best fans. All right, first up, Amanda Lesky from YouTube asks, Sean, just between you and me, who's your favorite crew member? I swear I won't tell anyone. So it's been pretty much the same group of 8 people doing Hot Ones since day one. Lots of love, and that team has pretty much stayed exactly intact since day one. That is, until now. We say goodbye to somebody who is very special to us, and that is Kristen Price. You might recognize her as the goofball cranking her head into frame in that Migos Joe Budden meme, but she's been our booker, our secret weapon, a fucking assassin in the trenches of Hot Ones for years. We will miss her so much. KP, I love you. Thank you for everything that you ever did to make Hot Ones what it is today. You'll never be replaced. We wish you luck. We will miss you. I miss you already. All right. Up next, Noah Scott asks, what's your favorite TV show right now? All right, here's a quick breakdown of my quarantine watching habits. I've been watching a lot of TV during quarantine. So here are the shows that I like. I like Better Call Saul. I like that Showtime show with Jim Carrey. I like Kidding. I like I May Destroy You. I like Room 104. I like Billions. I've been watching reruns of Pawn Stars. I've been watching Nathan For You. I've been watching a lot of true crime documentaries and podcasts. And I also like 80s like tough guy movies. Like maybe this is a 90s movie, but like I like Cliffhanger. I like goofy 80s comedies. I like Revenge of the Nerds. I like Stripes. I like movies like that. I don't know. That's what I've been watching before I go to bed every night. Moniker Addict asks, in the age of coronavirus, do you feel the guests you've had remotely have fared better or worse without you there to guide them as their spicy shaman? Well, one charming byproduct of these quarantine episodes is that, we send people sauces and Dom will have like a whole best practices thing printed out on how we toss it with the bowls and stuff. Clearly, no one is reading that shit. When they get that kit, they just grab the bottles out, log in on the internet, and then bam, they're connected with the show, dumping sauces all over the place. It has been absolute chaos in these episodes, and I feel helpless because I'm just staring at them at a monitor, like yelling through the screen to like be careful around the eyes and to like watch how much they're dumping on. So if there's something that's been kind of nice, something that I've kind of appreciated about the quarantine episodes, first up, all the different setups, going into people's homes, and then the absolute graceless, chaotic nature with which these people are saucing wings. It's been fun to watch. All right, up next. Alick Rosier asks, are we going to see more from camera guy Bill? Yes, right now, in fact, because we've got bills to pay with Bill. Hey, Bill, what are you doing during quarantine?
Oh, hey there, Sean. Great to hear from you. When I get a chance to hit the reset button and chill, I like to do what relaxes me, what takes my mind off work. I love Hot Ones, but I do have a life outside of it, Back to you, Sean.
All right, up next, Mason Popperling asks, have there ever been a potential guest who walked out of the show at the last minute? Yeah, it's been happening quite a bit recently, actually. So logistically, doing these remote episodes, like the things that make them such a pain in the ass is because, you're relying on like QuickTime and maybe there's like this upload error and the audio gets messed up and there's a feedback feeding this thing through this, and you book somebody, you got to make sure that they can get all the sauces sent to their home in time. But the biggest thing that is driving me insane is people just ghosting the interview because they're not like on the circuit with like their publicist holding their hand from place to place. So there's been times this season where I'm just standing here in this studio with the lights on me, wings in front of me, waiting for somebody to come in through the monitor, and then it just doesn't happen. Then we're like calling up record labels and reps and like, where's this person? Where's that person? Today, in fact, I was supposed to shoot something and then nothing happened. So I think that happened like once in the 5 years previous to doing the show. Now it's just like kind of a thing that happens. So another charming byproduct of the times. Okay, up next. They're sick. But then you're like on Instagram Live having a great time in the studio, agree to do the show. He sends sauces halfway across the fucking world. And then all of a sudden, day of, I'm not doing it. Okay, then just, say no. That's fine. Then we'll just go on to the next person. It's not that big of a deal. It's okay. But we have to send sauces out now. Then we have no time. Thing gets canceled. We don't have an episode now. It takes 3 days to get sauces somewhere, 2 days to get sauces somewhere. All right? You're pinching us. Just say no. We don't care. It's okay. All right. Up next, Subsy11 asks, does Sean have a favorite sauce he uses for personal consumption that was featured on the show? Okay, here's my official Mount Rushmore of hot sauces as of today, not including any of the Hot One sauces. I do love Los Calientes, but this is my today top 4 hot sauces. My favorite hot sauces, the ones that I use in my everyday life, are as follows. My favorite hot sauce of all time, Queen Majesty's Scotch Bonnet and Ginger. That's my favorite one, and it's not all that close. The other heads on the Mount Rushmore, though, are Shaquanda's Green Sass, Headless Horseradish from Torchbearer, And then we've never had it on the show, but Yellowbird, which I believe is an Austin, Texas hot sauce label. They have this squeeze bottle technology, the habanero Yellowbird hot sauce. Chef's kiss. All right. David Wilson asks, what are some YouTube channels you watch in your downtime? All right, if you looked at my history right now, the things that I'm watching a lot of Your Mom's House podcast. Mark Rober, I like his videos a lot. And then also John Boy. Shout out my guy, John Boy. He's the guy who does, like, he'll look at a weird baseball play and, like, read lips, or like a manager gets tossed, he'll read lips. He breaks down baseball stuff. I love John Boy. Those are my favorite YouTube channels at the moment, but that's just off the top of my head. Watching lots of YouTube, just like watching lots of TV like everybody else, but those are three that come to mind immediately. Adam Horowitz asks, baseball or hockey? Baseball, shout out to my Chicago White Sox, just hitting bombs all over the place. Lucas Giolito, no-hitter last week. It's been awesome to watch, very exciting, long overdue, and God, did I need it. But I'm a big fan of the NHL playoffs. Always watch the playoffs, every game that I can, love the playoffs. All right, up next. Matthew Devine asks, if you were a pro wrestler, what would your entrance song be? Bonus question, what would your stage name be? All right, so my name would be Shawn the Magnificent, and I would do magic tricks. I think that that's really what professional wrestling is missing right now, is like a David Blaine element. So I'd go out there, hat, cape, and I would just do violent magic tricks in the ring. And then my walkout music would be Black Rob's Whoa. All right, on that note, that brings to an end another Hot Ones fan Q&A. Thank you so much for sending in your questions. Thank you so much for watching and supporting us through this trying, challenging, but together we can make it season. In the next season of Hot Ones, we're taking a very short break. We'll premiere on October 1st. That's right, just a few weeks off, little truth or dab, little hot sauce reveal, and then we are right back to doing more episodes. 10-1 Hot Ones returns again. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time in the dark black box that they'll only let me and Steven hang out in. Hey, what's going on, Hot Ones fans? This is Sean Evans checking in with a very exciting announcement. Hot Ones Truth or Dab the game is finally here, baby. What's in the box? What's in the box? What's in the box? Well, the kit comes complete with 250 question cards, and then here's how the game works. You just go around the table, you take turns being the host, being the players, and when you're a player and you get asked a question, you have a choice, just like in the show. Answer it honestly or suffer the wrath of the last dab, and take a look at this. There's even a mini bottle of the last dab included. I suggest you have napkins on hand. You have to have some milk on hand. And of course, be careful. Be very careful around the eyes. Hot Ones Truth or Dab, the play-at-home game, is available at shop.firstwefeast.com and heatness.com. Play at your own risk. Wings not included.